सेशन लाइक ऑलवेज वीकेंड सेशन है हमारा जिसमें कि बहुत ही वैल्यूएबल इंसाइट्स हम लोगों को बहुत अच्छे अच्छे एक्सपर्ट से सीखने को मिलती हैं। सो आज भी हमारे साथ विक्रम बेजी सर हैं। बहुत सारा मार्केट एक्सपीरियंस है उनके पास। बहुत कुछ उनसे सीखने को हम लोग जो सीख सकते हैं। बट टू स्टार्ट विद हम लोगों का आज का टॉपिक इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। 5 steps to become a successful options buyer. Now this is something मतलब बहुत ही interesting topic इसलिए because whenever we start into the market, I think everybody starts with a small capital and thus they enter with an options buyer की तरह से ही enter करते हैं ज़्यादातर लोग। बहुत ही रेयरली होगा कि लोग सेलिंग से शुरू करते हैं एंड येट ऑप्शन बाइंग इज जस्ट एज डिफिकल्ट। सेलिंग इज प्रोबेबली easier than buying, and yet so you start with a more difficult thing. And Vikram sir is here with us, and we are going to learn what are the steps that we must take care of and what we should and should not do. So sir, the mic is all yours. I'm here to learn. We all are here to learn, eagerly waiting from you, sir.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you for inviting me on your show.
So it's
Yeah, I'm also excited. We are good to go.
all right. So we already have a few questions. So pehla question is, sir, is this session going to be primarily in English or Hindi?
I would prefer English because Hindi is not my mother tongue.
Awesome.
But in case if your audience are primarily from the Hindi stream, then I can mix and match both.
So
And
we have both a lot of people. So this is a permanent question whether half of the people say English, please, other half says Hindi, please. So what we can do is you take it in English, sir. From time to time, I'll try to translate it. I'll try to summarize it in Hindi. So you can also, matlab, so for our audience, there'll be something for everybody.
okay, fine. That would be fine.
Yes. So for our audience, the session will be primarily in English. मैं बीच बीच में समरी देता रहूंगा जो भी मेरे को समझ में आया हिंदी में, एंड दैट कैन सो दैट देयर इज समथिंग फॉर एवरीवन. तो सर, लेट्स बिगिन. Shall we share the screen?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So I'm just trying to open this in a full screen.
I think, sir, in view in slideshow, yeah, before that, slideshow is an option. Yeah, and yeah, from the beginning.
Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Vikram. I'm in the stock market from last 20 years. So instead of wasting time on unnecessary things, let me straight away come to the topic. Before we start, I just want to make some disclaimer. I am not associated with the YouTube channel. I'm here only as a guest speaker, and don't expect me to share my trading system over here. I will be only sharing the framework required to build trading systems. I don't run any businesses related to training, tips, or advisory services. I trade in my account, my firm's account, and accounts related to my family and friends. So, whatever discussed here, um, you cannot take it for like it won't be a holy grail because markets dynamics keeps changing from time to time. There is no guarantee on whether it will keep working in future also. So accepting the change and as a trader making necessary adjustments and treating trades as a probability game makes sense. And one more point I have not added here, and I would like to add that is uh, this session is helpful for people who have basic knowledge about options trading. And primarily, if you are not having any idea of options, these sessions might not be helpful for you. I am expecting this video will be also available for further use in future. So once you have a basic knowledge of options, you can get back to this video and refer for your and use it as a reference for your further studies. Shall we start, sir?
Yes, definitely, sir. Eagerly waiting. This is going to be very amazing.
Okay, all right. See, I have uh, to be a successful option buyer. I have laid down 5 points, and these points are a must. You have to follow each point one after the other. Then only, if all the 5 points get together, then only you can be a successful option buyer. So I say this with my experience and with my understandings of markets and my understanding of uh, the qualities required for being an option buyer. So let's begin with the first point, that is money management. See, usually if you want to be an option buyer, it is uh, for all further references. What I'll do is I'll assume that the capital of that account is 10 lakhs, and uh, based on that I'll give all my percentage terms of analysis. So if you want to be an option buyer, then don't risk all your capital for trading. So it is advisable to use only 25% of your capital. Suppose your capital size is 10 lakhs, then preferably you should go with 2.5 lakhs for option buying. And the second point I would say is, in each trade, don't risk more than 5%. Here I've mentioned it as 2%. Ideally, you can go with 2% risk per trade. Or if you're willing to take a bit more risk, then you can increase up to 4 or 5% also, not more than 5. So suppose your capital is 10 lakhs. So ideally, you should not risk more than 50,000 in each trade. Then the second, about position sizing. Since we are option buying, we are discussing here majorly on option buying model. The position sizing should be based on premiums. Let's again, for further references, I'll use Bank Nifty as an index, and since I trade Bank Nifty mostly, so the figures and numbers are right there on tip of my tongue, so I'll use that only. So if you're looking at Bank Nifty, currently it is trading at around 45,000 index. And suppose you're planning to buy a call option of 45,000 and the premium is 100 rupees. So, and you have set 50,000 risk, maximum risk for your trade. So 100 for 50,000, this thing, if the premium is running at 100 rupees, then you get a maximum of maybe 100,000 shares. Am I right, Karthik?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, so you get 1,000 shares. So you should not risk more than that. This is what my point was regarding the money management and position sizing part for option buying. So
Right.
next point, I want to differentiate between option buying and option selling. See, you should know that the probability of option seller making money in the market is 2 out of 3 times. The reason being, one second, one second, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir. So टेक्निकल ग्लिच इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे कंट्रोल अभी भी आया नहीं है हमारा, बट या सो इन द
Yeah,
मीनवाइल आई विल समराइज व्हाट सर सेड. पहली स्लाइड में सर ने जो डिस्कस किया दैट वाज कि आप ऑप्शन बाइंग कर रहे हो. हम लोग इस प्रेजेंटेशन में ये अज्यूम करेंगे कि आपका 10 लाख का कैपिटल है ऑप्शन बाइंग के लिए. तो अगर आप 10 लाख से शुरू कर रहे हो ऑप्शन बाइंग, तो आप 25% से ज़्यादा अपना पहले तो कैपिटल मत यूज़ करिए उसमें. दैट कम्स आउट टू अराउंड 2.5 लाख रुपए से ज़्यादा. एंड उसमें भी 2% से ज्यादा रिस्क मत लीजिए किसी पर्टिकुलर एक ट्रेड में. तो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. पोजीशन साइजिंग जो है वो प्रीमियम के हिसाब से होनी चाहिए. बैंक निफ्टी में प्राइमरीली सर ट्रेड करते हैं, तो वो भी चीज़ हम लोग देखेंगे. तो 2% ऑफ कैपिटल पर ट्रेड जो हम लोगों ने देखा, 2.5 लाख पे अगर आप 2% करते हो, तो 25% का टोटल कैपिटल हो गया. 10 लाख का हमारा 2.5 लाख आया, उसका 2% हमारा बैठेगा अराउंड 5,000 रुपीज। तो आपका जो लॉस बैठेगा 10 लाख का कैपिटल है तो
तो
5।
टोटल कैपिटल के ऊपर आप ले सकते हो 2%, यानी कि
ओके,
20,000 रिस्क ले सकते हो।
20,000 तक आप रिस्क ले सकते हो देन इन दैट केस। ऑसम।
Okay. So next thing is the difference between like how markets reward the option buyer and option seller. See, option seller wins nearly 2 out of 3 times. The reason being is if market doesn't trend or market trends in his favor, also he'll make money. Whereas for an option buyer, the probability of making money is only 1 out of 3 times because he has to get his direction right. If market stays sideways, he'll start losing money. If market moves against his view also, uh, the option buyer will lose money. So this point you have to remember when you're an option buying buyer, when you're a trader as an option buyer.
राइट।
You want to continue in, you want to explain in Hindi?
सो बेसिकली पहली चीज ये आती है कि ऑप्शन सेलर 2 में से 3 बार में पैसा बनाते हैं, बिकॉज मार्केट उनकी डायरेक्शन में भी चला जाए या साइडवेज भी चला जाए उनका पैसा बन जाएगा। बट ऑप्शन बायर को एक ही बचता है कि 3 चीजें पॉसिबल हैं। उनकी डायरेक्शन में चला जाए ट्रेड, आपने अगर लेट्स से आपने शॉर्ट किया है, मार्केट गिर जाए तो आप तभी आप पैसा बनाओगे एज एन ऑप्शन बायर। बट सेलर को, अगर सेलर ने शॉर्ट किया है तो वो नीचे में भी बनाएगा, साइडवेज में भी बनाएगा, सिर्फ उसके अगेंस्ट जाना। तो 2 में से 3 बार में आप एज अ बायर लूज आउट करते हो। राइट सर?
Right, right.
या।
Okay. Now, since you're an option buyer, you will be familiar with three things. That is ITM, ATM, and OTM. ITM is nothing but in the money. ATM is nothing but at the money, and OTM is out of the money. Suppose Bank Nifty index is trading as 45,000. So 45,000 ka, I'll take an example of call. So 45,000 call will be ATM, and 44,500 call will be ITM, and 45,500 call will be OTM.
राइट।
Okay. Now, here you need to um, understand this point. As an option buyer, you have a choice. You can buy ITM also, you can buy ATM also, you can buy OTM also.
हम्म।
Suppose you buy an ITM, okay, based on your money management and position sizing, you will get less number of quantity because premium of that particular strike would be higher.
राइट। राइट सर।
Okay, and um, this is one. So quantity will be less. Whatever quantity you will be getting will be less, but the probability of winning in that trade will be higher because intrinsic value will already be in that particular premium.
हम्म।
Okay, so for example, if index is at 45,000, Bank Nifty index is at 45,000, so 44,500 will be your ITM. So that particular ITM might be trading at a premium of around 600, 650 rupees. In
हम्म।
that 650 rupees, 500 rupees will be intrinsic value, and 150 rupees will be the time value. Okay, so since we are already having 500 rupees, because already market is at 45,000, so 500 rupees is already there. Okay, only 150 rupees is actually you're risking there. So the probability of that turning to be a winning trade is very high in ITM options. Okay,
राइट।
so I've just for example I've labeled it as 70%. As strikes goes more in the money, the probability will be much higher. Whereas in ATM it is a 50-50.
हम्म।
Okay, ATM you won't have any intrinsic value. You'll have only time value. So
हम्म।
probability of winning here is 50. It is a bit less than ITM.
हम्म।
Whereas you go to OTM, OTM is far off. The market still has to reach that point. So it takes time to reach that point. So here reaching there is a very probability is very less as the OTM goes far and far off.
हम्म।
So for time for presentation purpose, I have labeled it 30. By basic understanding, what you have to have here is the ITM has a higher probability of being a profitable trade. ATM has 50-50 chances, and
हम्म।
OTM is very less chances.
राइट।
But the other thing around is for ITM you get very less quantity. For For
Right.
ATM, it will be between ITM and OTM.
Hmm.
For OTM, you get more quantity
Right.
for the money management and position sizing which you have taken. So this point you have to remember if you're when you're building your systems.
Right. Right. सो बेसिकली व्हाट सर ने अभी जो बोला दैट वाज कि लेट्स तीन टाइप के ऑप्शंस आप बाय कर सकते हो, आईटीएम, एटीएम एंड ओटीएम। दोनों के अपने अपने प्लस और माइनसेस हैं। जो दो मेजर पॉइंट्स हैं, एटीएम एट द मनी स्ट्राइक आपकी होगी अगर आप निफ्टी लेट्स से बैंक निफ्टी एज ऑफ नाउ 45,000 पे खड़ा हुआ है, तो 45,000 की स्ट्राइक जो है वो आपकी इन द एट द मनी कहलाएगी, एटीएम कहलाएगी। एंड जो उससे नीचे होगा, अगर आप लॉन्ग करना चाह अगर आप लॉन्ग साइड में देख रहे हो, आपको लगता है मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा, तो जो उसके नीचे की स्ट्राइक है 44,000 की, वो आपकी इन द मनी होगी। जो उसके ऊपर की स्ट्राइक, क्योंकि आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो कि मार्केट अभी ऊपर जाने वाला है, तो जो बाहर की स्ट्राइक है 46,000, जहां अभी तक मार्केट पहुंचा नहीं है, वो होगी आउट ऑफ मनी। इसमें क्या प्लस और माइनस रहेंगे? एज अ बायर, इन द मनी का जो स्ट्राइक है, अगर आपको लगता है ऊपर जाने वाला है, तो जो नीचे का था 44,000 का, 44,000 का, उसकी ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी बनती है प्रॉफिट देने की। जबकि जो 46,000 वाला है, ओटीएम है, 46,000 वाला ओटीएम है, वो हो सकता है अगर मार्केट वहां तक नहीं पहुंचा, आपका मान लीजिए ऊपर तो गया लेकिन 45,500, 45,500 पे ही मार्केट रुक गया, तो फिर वो जीरो हो जाएगा बिल्कुल। तो इसलिए आपकी प्रोबेबिलिटी उसमें विनिंग की कम हो जाती है। जबकि अगर 44,000 का लिया था, तो फिर वो 45,500 पर भी हो सकता है आपको कुछ प्रॉफिट दे जाए। एट द सेम टाइम इसका फ्लिप साइड ये भी है कि 44,000 स्ट्राइक का, 44,000 स्ट्राइक का जो आपका आईटीएम ऑप्शन है, वो महंगा होगा, तो आप कम क्वांटिटी में खरीद पाओगे रिलेटिवली। जो 46,000 का ओटीएम है, उसकी क्वांटिटी आप ज्यादा ले सकते हो। तो दोनों आपको एक मैनेज करना है कि प्रॉफिटेबल आईटीएम ज्यादा रहेगा, एट द सेम टाइम जो महंगा भी होगा वो आईटीएम। तो ये उसका फ्लिप साइड है।
Okay.
राइट।
Okay, this is covered. Okay, next. So time factor advantage of our option buyer. See, thing is, if you have a more number of, if time is more, then preferably you have to, it's better you go for ITM because decay won't happen at a faster pace. Okay, so you pay a higher premium, still decay won't happen at a faster pace. So you can go for a ITM when number of days to expiry is more. Okay, when we have less number of days to expiry, then it's prefer to have go for OTM. And if the number of days to expiry falls between like take for example, if you are playing monthly options, if you're taking like 30 days to expiry, then first 15 days you can go for ITM, then 15 to 5 days you can go with ATM, and last 5 days you can go to OTM. This is the preferred choice based on my understanding of markets and based on the research whatever we have done.
राइट। सो इसमें हम लोगों ने ये देखा कि बेसिकली टाइम फैक्टर से आप अब कौन सा बेहतर है। हमने इन द मनी, आउट ऑफ मनी पिछली स्लाइड में डिस्कस किया था कि इन द मनी में ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी है प्रॉफिट देने की, लेकिन महंगा मिलेगा। तो अब कब क्या बाय करना है, तो उसके लिए एक बेसिक टाइम फैक्टर के हिसाब से रिसर्च ये कहती है कि अगर 15 दिन से ज्यादा है, आप लेट्स से मंथली एक्सपायरी ट्रेड कर रहे हो, 15 दिन से ज्यादा है एक्सपायरी में, तो फिर आप इन द मनी प्रेफर कर सकते हो। अगर 5 दिन से 15 दिन है तो एट द मनी, और अगर 5 दिन से कम बचे हैं तो फिर आउट ऑफ मनी।
Okay, this is again with related to monthly experiment I have been speaking. The same thing you can break it down to weekly and divide it on similar lines.
राइट। सो वो हाफ वे थ्रू का रूल बन जाए कि अगर वीकली एक्सपायरी देख रहे हैं, इफ यू आर लुकिंग एट वीकली एक्सपायरी, इन दैट केस 3 वी कैन मे बी 3 इट्स मोर देन 3-4 days, तो फिर वी विल गो फॉर आईटीएम। इफ इट्स समवेयर 2 to 4 days, तो फिर वी कैन गो विद एटीएम, एंड इफ इट्स लेस देन 1-2 days, तो फिर ओटीएम।
Yes.
ऑसम, ऑसम। राइट।
Okay, and regarding general market behavior also you need to remember as an option buyer is market trends only 25% of the time. Most of the time it stays sideways. That is 75% of the time it stays sideways. For option buying to be profitable, then market has to trend. Okay, so if you uh, put these statistics and probability in picture, the winning ratio for option buyer is only 25%.
राइट। सो इसमें हम लोगों ने देखा कि फॉर अकॉर्डिंग टू डेटा एंड स्टेटिस्टिक्स करीब 75% टाइम्स 75% ऐसा रहता है कि मार्केट साइडवेज जाता है, ऊपर नीचे वो एक ही रेंज में खेलता रहेगा। बट ओनली 1/4 टाइम, सिर्फ 25% ऐसा होता है कि मार्केट एक रेंज ब्रेक करके ट्रेंड करता है। तो एज एन ऑप्शन बायर टू बी सक्सेसफुल वी हैव टू अवॉइड, हमें अवॉइड करने हैं, हमें तब ट्रेड नहीं करना है जब वो रेंज बाउंड जाने वाला है, और जब वो ट्रेंडिंग होने वाला है तब उसको सही समय पर पकड़ना होगा मार्केट को, टू बी सक्सेसफुल ऑप्शन बायर बनने के लिए।
ओके, मैं अवॉइड करने के लिए बारे में नहीं बोल रहा हूँ इधर.
ओके। ओके।
Okay, the reason being is we actually as a traders we don't know when the markets will trend and when
राइट।
it will remain sideways.
राइट।
But generally we make money as option buyers. We make money only when it trends, and when we lose money when it is sideways.
राइट। ओके।
So system should be developed such that when it trends you have to catch the trend. That you should not miss the trend. Okay, but when you are in sideways, you will be in drawdown. But that drawdown should be it should be limited, or your system should be such a way that you should know what is the maximum drawdown time wise and percentage it can hit, so that you'll be prepared for that. That's to participate in the market even during the 75% of the time.
राइट। राइट। सो उसमें क्लैरिफिकेशन, हम लोगों को अवॉइड तो नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि मार्केट कब साइडवेज जाएगा, कब ट्रेंड करेगा, ये हमें नहीं मालूम है। लेकिन हम व्हाट वी हैव टू इंश्योर, हमें ये देखना है कि जब मार्केट साइडवेज जा रहा है तब हम इतने लॉसेस ना करें, या लॉसेस इतने कम करें कि ओवरऑल जब ट्रेंड करता है तब हमारे प्रॉफिट्स उसको कवर अप कर ले, हमारे सारे लॉसेस को। एंड ट्रेंडिंग मार्केट में हम इतना पैसा कमा लें कि, और इतना पैसा ना गवाएं साइडवेज मार्केट्स में, कि ओवरऑल हम लोग प्रॉफिटेबल ही रहें।
सही सर, सही सही बोला आपने.
ऑसम सर।
Okay. Now, a small note on random trading and systematic trading. रैंडम ट्रेडिंग है कि जब हम पहले पहले मार्केट में आते हैं, कोई गाइडेंस नहीं रहता, तो जो एक दो दिन में अगर कुछ प्राइस एक्शन देख, प्राइस का मूवमेंट देख के हम ट्रेड करेंगे, तो हम लोग विदाउट एनी प्लान, विदाउट एनी क्या बोलते हैं, विदाउट डूइंग एनी बैक टेस्टिंग, okay, we do a random trading. Okay,
राइट।
we just go and test our luck over there. That is
राइट।
called random trading. And there is another page called systematic trading. Systematic trading is like you test, you do a mechanical, you build a mechanical system, then test it and check whether that system is profitable or not. If it is profitable, you check all the parameters, ratio parameters, and then based on those ratios you judge whether you want to take up systematic whether do you want to take that system trading for a live in a live market. So usually in random trading people make a lot of mistakes, and I've listed out around 10 mistakes that usually people make. And in order to avoid this we have to get into systematic trading. This is what I meant to say here. I think this PPT will be available for everyone, all the listeners over here, so that they can come here and check the most common mistakes they make while doing their random trades.
यस। यस।
Do I need to explain this in detail, or shall we leave it over here, because we can spend more time on the necessary stuffs?
यस। यस, डेफिनेटली सर। वी कैन,
Okay,
एज यू से।
okay, okay. Thank
So
you.
I'll announce this also for everybody, ये पीपीटी सर से अवेलेबल हो जाएगी, ये वाले जो theoretical part है, you can have a look at it. We'll share it in our groups as well, so you can have a look at it there.
These are basic mistakes, and most of the traders would have committed these mistakes in the beginning of their career. And me repeating and saying the same good old thing again and again is a waste of time.
Yeah,
So let's get into some serious stuff where we can learn about how we can build systems and all.
awesome.
Okay, so if you want to avoid random trading, then we get come to this slide, and we have to be a mechanical trader. That is systematic trader. We have to be a systematic trader. Okay, so let's look at how we can be a systematic trader. Okay, so from here I have to interact with Karthik. I can just get back to the screen, sir. Let's have a
Yes.
discussion with you over there.
Yes, sir.
So what we'll do is we'll try to build a mechanical system, and we'll try to get that data to an Excel sheet,
Okay.
and from that Excel sheet data we'll see how we identify whether a system is profitable or not.
Okay.
Okay, so what I want you to do is,
Okay.
Karthik should be okay. I'll again. This is Bank Nifty chart.
Okay.
See, usually, okay. What time frame do you prefer, Karthik?
So, sir, I personally trade. Matlab, I do a weekly selling, and randomly, whenever I see some good opportunity, I do
Okay.
some buying on
Just
5 to
forget
15 minutes.
about what you're doing, or what your
Hmm.
this thing. Okay, just tell me as a blind this thing.
Hmm.
What time frame shall we start?
15. 15.
Huh?
15
15
minutes.
minutes. Okay, that too is a bigger one for like short-term traders and all. Okay, still we can use that. Okay, I have a 15-minute chat. Now, usually what we do is we have to identify the biggest move in this particular chart.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is the biggest move. Okay, this one is a big move. Okay, this move I should not miss.
Hmm.
Right, from it started from 28th March and went up all the way till here. Again, it still kept on moving,
Yeah.
but with lesser downward swings. If some big move has happened, that
Hmm.
move I should not miss. This is the primary intention of an option buyer.
Hmm.
Okay, let's say that I have to enter somewhere here. My cursor is visible, Karthik.
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay, and if I exit, if I get an exit somewhere here on this down move, if I get an exit,
Hmm.
still I would be happy because I've caught this big move. This
Yes.
would be the intention of an option buyer.
Yes.
Okay, tell me which indicators you would prefer.
Yeah,
Any
moving
one indicator you can take, and maybe we will see that where that indicators cuts this price on both sides.
yeah. Moving average, sir.
Which okay, I'll use moving average. I'll use EMA. Is it that is that fine?
Yes, yes, yes. EMA is great, sir.
Okay, moving average exponential.
Hmm.
Okay, so the blue color line is moving average exponential.
Hmm.
Okay, now here what has happened is the price action. What you're seeing is a candlestick.
Hmm.
Okay, and the blue line what you're seeing is the moving average,
Hmm.
but it is cutting quite frequently because moving average is been set to 9 here.
Hmm.
Okay, and you cannot take frequent trades here and then miss out. What I
Hmm.
want is something entering at the lower end and
Hmm.
exiting at the further end.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll just increase this and see whether I get a smooth line.
Hmm.
See, the line as I increase it, the line is actually cutting
Yeah.
smoother now.
Yeah.
Still it is cutting over here. If you enter somewhere here, you'll exit here.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want this to happen. I want to catch the big swing,
Hmm.
so I'll increase it further.
Okay.
So what I'm looking here is just to escape this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, 110. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is escaped now.
Hmm. Hmm.
But still, you get an exit over here.
Right.
Okay, still we can escape that. If you don't want to miss that, you can still increase maybe 120.
Hmm. Yeah. I think
Not
140 something would be
okay.
still.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is fine now. I've skipped this, so I'm getting a complete. Whenever the price moves above this,
Hmm.
then I just exit somewhere here when it goes down.
Yeah.
Okay, if this candlestick is confusing, what we can do is we can move into line chart.
Hmm.
So I'll change the color for EMA. I'll make it as red.
Hmm.
So we know that here we got a cut, and in this tick we got a close below the red.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could capture the complete move from here.
Hmm.
Okay, now you know the rule for entry. That is, whenever the 15 minutes close
Hmm.
above the 160 EMA,
Hmm.
your buy entry.
Right.
Okay, and whenever the close is below the 160 EMA is a sell entry.
Hmm.
And for all the viewers, what I want to say is, this is not the method I'm telling you. Okay, this is just a framework to test the system, like how to build a mechanical system. The framework, just think about that point.
Hmm.
Don't think that tomorrow only you go plot this 160 EMA and okay सर ने बोल दिया अभी मैं लाइव मार्केट में जाके ट्रेड कर लेता हूँ, प्रॉफिटेबल सिस्टम ऐसे नहीं है. This is just the framework required, like how a mechanical system should be built, what thought process is involved in building a mechanical process.
Hmm.
I'm just laying my point on that.
Yeah.
Okay, this further requires fine tuning, adjustments, all this I'll come one after the later part. But this is how I start. If I want to build a mechanical system, this is how I do it. I look for the largest trend in the chart,
Hmm.
and I'll use some indicators. There are plenty of thousands of indicators are there.
Hmm.
Karthik gave me one indicator, I've used that indicator. Okay,
Yeah.
if that indicator, whether it works or not, only after getting the complete data of the historical data, only will come to know whether that particular system is profitable or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are discussing only about the framework. Please note that.
Yes.
Okay, now we got an entry rule and we got an exit rule.
Hmm.
Okay, now Karthik, is it possible that we can go back 3 years back in history
Hmm.
and record each and every trade whenever the line cross this, we take an buy order, and whenever the line breaks this, we take a sell order. Is it possible to do it?
It'll take some effort, but
Yes, it will take effort. Okay, so
yeah.
my session here is not a holy grail system,
Yeah.
spoon feeding system.
Yeah.
This is the way how you have to go back in your drawing room and build mechanical systems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my point is based on that.
Yes.
Okay, so what we do is, once we set the rules, we go. I need to test for 3 years. So what I'll do is, I'll go back in 3 years now.
Hmm.
I'll go to 2021. I'll go. Okay. Okay. Index was not at 42,000. That was much lower. Okay. We'll take some date. We'll take it from July 1st. Okay. We're taking a trade.
Hmm.
So here the market crossed.
Hmm.
Okay. On 9/15th candle, the close was above the 160 EMA.
Yes.
Okay, so I am buying a call here.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have a choice. I can buy a ATM call. I can buy a ITM call. I can buy a OTM call.
Hmm.
Okay, so for time being, just to set the framework right, I'll just use a ATM call here.
Hmm.
So whenever the price crosses this, I'll go and buy a ATM call.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll just go to stock mark. Okay, this is a third party website. I'm not marketing this website. Just for references purposes to read the numbers, I'm using this software. I'm not marketing this. Please note that also.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so I go back to 2021, June, July, sorry, July 1st. July 1st, and at the first 15th candle. Okay, you can check the index was at 35,060, right?
Right, sir.
35,060. So that means 35,000 or 35,100 call I need to buy.
Yeah.
35,000. Okay, am I right on this? 1st July 21. Okay, this is 5th July. Sorry. Second. Okay. This is on 5th July. Okay, so I need to change this. 5th July 9:30. Okay. So I can buy. 35,000 call or 35,100 call. You decide whether you want to buy the lower one or higher one.
Right.
For time being, I'll take the higher one. That is 279.
Hmm.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll have an Excel sheet. Okay. I'll write down the instrument name, whichever 35,000 strike call I'm buying. CA.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm buying it 229.
Hmm.
Right. Sorry,
Yes.
279. 279 I buy here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I exit when this cuts below. Okay, that is on 8th July.
Hmm.
Okay, so I don't know when is the expiry. 8th July is itself the expiry.
Hmm.
Okay, on 8th July. Okay, at what time it is? I have to check. It is cutting down at 145.
Hmm.
So I go back here. I change the time to 145. Okay, that I have to exit now.
Hmm.
35,000 507. Huh?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
507. So in my Excel sheet, I'll exit at 507. So this trade has been a profitable trade from this data
Hmm.
because we bought it at lower price and then we sold it. So this is the profit we made
Hmm.
on point wise on one lot,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So if the Bank Nifty index is 25 lot size, then 25 into this is your profit.
Right.
5,700 is a profit.
Right.
Similarly, you have to construct the complete data.
Hmm.
Okay, whenever it cuts, if you want, you can take short position also. Whenever it cuts below, you take a put.
Hmm.
Whenever it goes above, you can cover that put.
Right.
Okay, construct this data for 3 years, continuous years. You keep on constructing it.
Hmm.
Okay, so when you do that, you'll get an Excel sheet something like this now.
Hmm.
Okay, here I have for demo purpose, I have just used 80 trades.
Hmm.
Okay, 80 trades data is available now.
Right. So can
Okay,
you zoom in on the Excel sheet once so that our audience can see what are the fields in this?
okay, I'll just give the heading. It is the instrument name,
Okay.
which strike you're taking, call or put, whatever you're taking,
Hmm.
buy price and the exit price.
Okay.
Okay, and you calculate the difference, you get profit or loss. If it is minus, it is loss.
Right.
Okay, so this way you have to construct for 3 years.
Right.
3 years, maybe 700 trades or 800 trades you have to construct.
Hmm.
Okay, so then that will be a raw data to analyze whether that particular rule is profitable or not.
Right.
Okay, let's see in this example. I have 80 trades now.
Hmm.
What I'll do is if I sum up the all these, I'll know no whether my this system is profitable or not.
Right.
So again, I want to say this. This data is a random data I have put here. It is not the exact data of what 160
Right.
what 160 EMA. That it is not that data. Only for explanation purpose, I have put this data.
Right.
Okay. So only the framework. Please concentrate only on the frameworks.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Now, if you add all this, okay, you'll know whether it is a profitable system or not. Okay. For this data,
Hmm.
I'll add everything. I'll click on sum. So, is it profitable or is it a not profitable system?
The text is very small, but it looks like there is a minus sign next to it.
Yes, yeah. I think the screen width might be very
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is visible. No, 950 minus 951. It is. I'm getting it.
Yes.
Okay, that means the system is not profitable.
Hmm.
Then what I do is I go back to my chart again.
Hmm.
Okay, I change the parameters.
Hmm.
Okay, I change the parameters by 5, 10, 15, 20.
Right.
It's left to you.
Hmm.
Then again reconstruct the complete data in
Right.
Excel sheet.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's say that I change this parameter to 150. When I change this parameter to 150, the line cuts at a different point now.
Hmm.
Let's say I use 140. Okay, the
Hmm.
cutting would be different now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want, you can check that July 5th trade,
Hmm. Hmm.
which we taken as example. Okay, July 5th. Okay, the entry is the same. The exit is also same. Here I am getting the similar data now. But let's assume that I used a different this thing. Let's say I use 100.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's completely gone now. I'll use 100
Hmm.
and I'll use line chart.
Hmm.
See, okay, this is 5 minutes. I'll use 15. No, we're discussing with 15. Some error I'm getting in the chat. I think the point what I was making is very clear. No,
Yes.
again we come back to the chat and change the parameters.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
And do the exercise again.
okay, and again do the same this thing.
Hmm.
Again construct the Excel sheet
Hmm.
and again test and see whether it is profitable or not.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so I have one more set of data.
Hmm.
Okay, this data is actually profitable one. I'll just sum up and show you this. So here we are getting it as a profitable system.
Right.
Okay, so when you keep trying different indicators, you will get few systems which are profitable for you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, those systems are of interest for further study.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so you bifurcate which are not working and you bifurcate which are working.
Right.
Okay, once bifurcation on a working side is done,
Hmm.
then you need to use this Excel and break down into other parameters for analysis.
Hmm.
Okay, now let's get back to whatever we have seen in those PPT slides.
Hmm.
Let's assume that we use 10 lakhs as the initial capital.
Right.
Okay, this is a profitable. I'm assuming that we found a profitable system,
Hmm.
and let's break down how the trades go through with a 10 lakhs capital.
Hmm.
Okay, now as per our rule, we don't risk more than 5% per trade or 25% of our capital.
Yes.
So that means for 50,000, okay, is the maximum capital which we should be using for trading now,
Yeah.
not more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that. So
Okay.
we should not take a quantity more than 50,000.
Hmm.
Okay, and what is the maximum uh, value of the call during this test data? We have to check.
Hmm.
Okay, from the test data is from one here to here. Okay, this is very limited, only 80 trades.
Hmm.
So I would suggest that you have to test at least 800 trades.
Okay.
800 to 1000 trades you have to test,
Okay.
and in that check which is the maximum premium you are getting. I'll use a max calculator function. Okay, from this is the premium you're buying. So for all the sample size I'll use,
Hmm.
the maximum premium is 554. That means to buy that premium you need to have 25 into, for one lot you require 13,850, right?
Right.
Because lot size is 25 for bank nifty.
Hmm.
Okay, and if the premium is 554, okay, you need to have a capital of 13 13,850 rupees to buy one lot.
Hmm.
Okay, now for 10 lakhs capital, okay, you can buy a maximum of 3 lots. Am I right?
Right.
Because fourth lot will go above 50,000,
Hmm.
right? So this entire profits which you have made, that is this profit, into per trade is 25.
Hmm.
Sorry, per lot is 25.
Hmm.
Into three trade, three lots you can take.
Hmm.
So after the first trade, your profit is 18,000
Hmm.
for 10 lakhs.
Right. Right.
Okay. Similarly, for each trade, how much profit I made or loss I made for 10 lakhs, I can calculate.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'll just drag this. Okay, till here.
Hmm.
So for each trade, so I made for 10 lakhs, I made 18,000 in first trade, second trade 41,000, third trade 58,000. Then I lost 25, 11, 10, 14.
Hmm.
So something like this is in random.
Hmm. Hmm.
So how much I made complete, if I want to check, I have to just sum up this.
Hmm.
So I made 1,87,000
Hmm.
for 80 sample trades using 10 lakhs. I made 1,87,000. That is 18% profit I've made.
Right.
18.7% percentage terms,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
Okay. Now this can be even calculated in cumulative way, like the okay, cumulative calculation also you can do.
Hmm.
This I'll bring here. This I'll add to the previous profits.
Right.
Okay, or we'll do in a much better way. We'll use for capital. So initial capital is this.
Hmm.
For that, I made a profit of this. After that, my capital became
Hmm.
11. Sorry, it's 10,000. 1 lakh. Okay, I need to add one more zero. Okay, now it is 10 lakhs 18,000.
Hmm.
Okay, second trade I made 40,000. So for this, I'm adding again this.
Yeah.
So this gives me how my account has grown in 80 trades.
Yeah.
So I get the same figure as this one. See,
Yeah. Yeah.
end of 80 trades, it is 11 lakhs 87,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that this trade system, if I had followed and in 80 trades, I would have got 18% returns. But what you need to further see is it's not just the profit. If you make a profit, it's not just enough. You
Hmm.
need to see how much is your account going up and down
Yeah.
during these trades.
Hmm.
So I start with 10 lakhs.
Hmm.
So then initially I had a good run, good two
Hmm.
three trades. So that's why it is profitable.
Hmm.
But once I hit 11 lakh 17,000, then I started making a loss.
Hmm.
Then it dipped up to 1 lakh 3,000.
Hmm.
Okay, so from sorry,
10
11
lakhs.
lakh 17,000 to it dipped to 10 lakhs 36,000.
Yeah.
So from this high, my capital has dropped nearly by 9%, 8%.
Yeah.
So this is called, this we call it as drawdown.
Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, we have to check in that sample data what is the maximum drawdown.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. So let's look at the highest point which we made in this particular this thing. So we have 12 here. Okay, I can see 13 here.
Hmm.
After 13, we didn't say anything. Okay. So from after hitting 13 lakhs, the account has dropped to as low as 11 lakhs 85,000.
Hmm.
This is the lowest, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. 11 lakhs 85. Yeah. 11 lakhs 20. Okay. This is 12. Okay. So from 13 lakhs, we dropped down to 11.85. That means nearly we lost 1 lakh 15,000.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is roughly equivalent to 11 or 12%.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this 11 or 12%, we call it as drawdown.
Yeah.
Okay, suppose you follow this system.
Hmm.
Okay, the maximum your account can drop based on the historical, this reference data is 11%.
Hmm.
And this is the highest point which we hit. So this will have a date.
Hmm.
on which date we hit this trade,
Hmm.
this high, capital high,
Hmm.
until which date we went low. Sorry, next when we went, when we go above this point.
Hmm.
So that period is called time drawdown.
Hmm.
Imagine I hit the equity curve high on of 13 lakhs. Okay, take current scenario, and I hit it on April 1st.
Hmm.
And suppose I regained that 13 lakhs again on July 1st.
Hmm.
That means I had a time drawdown of 3 months.
Hmm.
Okay, so in statistical model, these three parameters are very, very important. That is, you need to know how much is your account going down percentage wise, and how much is your account going down time wise also.
Hmm.
Okay, and on top of that, you should know how much returns your this method is giving you.
Right.
Okay, this will give you an idea like how to approach the system.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is the basic framework required to do a mechanical trading.
Right.
Okay, option buying trading.
Right.
Okay, so I've covered most of the topics here.
Right. Awesome. So,
Okay, I've given you example. I've given you like how to watch the chart, how to get that data to Excel sheet. In Excel sheet, how to identify whether the system is profitable or not, and what are the points, three major points to take care of, to analyze whether that system we have to go with that system or not to go with this system. And there are other parameters also that is much more advanced.
hmm.
And suppose some person is starting his mechanical journey
Hmm.
as a mechanical option buying journey. So
Hmm.
this framework, if you follow and further fine tune and implement more ratios and all,
Hmm.
he can be a better trader.
Right. Right. Awesome. So, sir, we understood. So, a couple of questions I have. First is you already told me. Okay, so 800 to 1,000 trades is we should what we should analyze
Yes.
to get a
The
reliable set
thing
of.
is, whatever I've done here is I've done a mechanical, sorry, I've done a manual way of backtesting. I've showed
Hmm.
you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, the same process you can automate it and check also. Like
Right.
you can use codes, you can learn programming languages, you can use those stuffs, and you can get your results done also. So that will fasten up your process.
Right.
But for someone who doesn't have any access to any of these things, then the only way is you have to do it manually. It is a time consuming process. It will take a lot of time.
Yes.
Okay, and you have to do it in that way.
Right. Second, sir, second question is, uh, can you give us, if you can you give us what are ideal parameters for a profitable system? Of what kind of because the expectation setting is what most of the people get wrong when they enter the market. So, they get the dreams of they see P&L statements of crores and crores. What is if somebody wants to be a part time or a full time trader? What is the what? How much profit can a good system give? A mechanical system.
No, see, the thing is, there is no fixed rule for that.
Hmm.
Okay, because there might be someone else doing much better than me.
Right.
From whatever I have tested or whatever I've gone through, from that experience, I can share you.
Yeah.
Suppose you're taking a 20% risk,
Hmm.
then you can expect a 40% return,
Okay.
okay, or 30% return.
Okay.
Go by this way. you
Okay.
you take 1% risk, you get 1.5% reward.
Hmm.
So 20% risk is 30% reward. You
Hmm.
take 30% risk, you get 50% reward.
Right.
So your risk parameters,
Hmm.
see, thing is, I gave you lot of variables. I gave you one variable for ITM, ATM, and OTM.
Right.
Okay, a trader can play with these
Yeah.
things. Okay, and see which one works the better, which gives the better results.
Right. Right.
Okay, and also on the chart he can come and he can have indicators. There are plenty of indicators where he can explore and see which indicator works the best.
Right.
Okay, and for each indicator there is a parameter also. There also he can make necessary changes and see which parameter is working the best.
Hmm. Hmm.
But basic point here is that you get it mechanically.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, you don't think about what we call you don't trade take random trades or trades based on others advice and all.
Hmm.
So you go take your trades based on data which you have tested, which is giving you a result.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
So my understanding is that you take a risk, for that there is a reward. If you take a higher risk, the reward will be much a bit higher,
Right.
and there will be a point wherein if you go more risk, then there is a point where you can blow out your account also.
Right.
Okay, so that is not advisable.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so you should know what is the maximum to risk also.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and if you go minimum risk also, suppose some people will say that I don't want risk, I just want to see a 5% drawdown in my system, then that person will end up making only 5 or 10% in the market.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, risk hai to ishq hai.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. Next question, sir. So let's say I find a profitable system, a mechanical system I've built, and it's profitable, and I trade on a capital of 10 lakhs. Now, when do I? So there are two things. So system mil gaya, I get my entry, exits, and everything. When do I book my profit and utilize it for myself, and when do I increase my capital? There.
Okay, good question. See, thing is, when we are beginners, we are just on the drawing board and we are trying different things.
Hmm.
At that point, if even if you have a capital of 10 lakhs also, you have to utilize only 1 lakh of your capital, and you have to play with these things.
Hmm.
And time wise also, it will take a lot of time to figure out what exactly works for you, what is best for you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so it takes time. So even if you have a bigger capital, during your testing phases and all, you have to utilize only a small chunk of your capital.
Hmm.
So play with only 1 lakh. That's more than, even if you have 1 crore, also play with only 1 lakh.
Yeah.
So you should be profitable for a minimum of 1 year.
Hmm.
Okay, from the time you start, and for 1 year, if you're continuously profitable,
Hmm.
then the second year you can think about scaling up. So you
Okay.
can you bring in the rest of your capital and trade.
Hmm.
Okay, don't do this of jumping, because markets play cycles.
Yeah.
Okay, in mechanical trading, there are like a series of trades which goes in your favor, and
Hmm.
series of paces where the drawdown hits you.
Hmm.
So the cycle, at least three cycles has to complete.
Hmm.
Okay, one profitable pace cycle and one drawdown,
Hmm.
one more profitable cycle, one more drawdown, one more profitable, so on. So
Hmm.
in 3 years, mostly you will find this. Sorry, in 1 year, you'll at least come out with two or three cycles. You'll come up with.
Right.
So after 1 year only, if you're profitable, then increase your position sizing and capital.
Right. So does this translate into the sample set that we saw of 800 to 1000 trades? So should we also consider time factor that we should have tested the strategy over a period of 6 months, 1 year, or something?
Yes, minimum. So suppose you are a positional trader,
Hmm.
minimum of at least 3 to 5 years. The reason being is the markets will have different behaviors. VIX keeps changing from 10, 11 up
Hmm.
to 15, 20, 25, and all.
Right.
So you have to capture all the different parameters and see whether your system is profitable or not
Right.
for positional traders.
Right.
Whereas for intraday traders, you can reduce your time frame, but you have to remember that the volatility, it is dependent on volatility. When volatility is like VIX is 25, the price movements are very erratic during the
Hmm.
intraday also.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when the VIX is at 11 or 12, it is very minimal. The
Right.
volatility is very minimal.
Right.
So both cannot be applied at the same this thing. So you need to consider those factors, and then see, my presentation was on positional system. For
Hmm.
intraday, again, few other parameters you have to add up and then fine tune your systems.
Right. Right. Awesome. Awesome. This was awesome, sir. For our audience, काफी सारे questions हमारे पास आ रहे हैं. So, for instance, some questions are any other indicators or anything. So this whole session was,
It's like a field. They've given you thousands of like indicators for you.
yeah.
You play with it. You just play with this, and you have a probability statistics model. Keep playing with it.
Right. सो आइडिया इज कि आप लोग के पास बहुत सारी स्ट्रैटेजीज, बहुत सारे लोग बहुत सारी स्ट्रैटेजीज रिकमेंड करेंगे, सजेस्ट करेंगे. वी ऑल्सो हैव अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपर्ट्स कम हियर एंड शेयर देयर स्ट्रैटेजीज. सो डोंट गो ब्लाइंडली, डोंट इवन बिलीव अस. what Vikram sir has given us today, आज जो सर ने हम लोग को सिखाया, what he has taught us today is to test every strategy that we come across. Anybody tells anything, test it out. What you have learned is to test out whether what somebody is telling, is it, will it make money. uh, be it you come up with something. You can even combine a lot of indicators. RSI hai, Bollinger Bands hai, somebody has suggested Bollinger Bands to test it out. You can do it yourself. Aap banao, make a combination of indicators. uh, Check out ki whether in the long run, over a set of data, ki whether you would be making money in a year. Agar had you been doing this for 1 year, let's say 3 years back in the past, so would you have made money? If you did, then उसकी आप forward testing शुरू करो. In fact, forward testing में भी you can use, there are virtual trading platforms. Before you put in your real money, if you want to be really sure, for instance, one of the comments was कि I'm a student, I can't afford to lose a lot of money. तो आप for now don't trade, use virtual trading platforms and forward test भी कर लो, back test भी कर लो, forward test भी कर लो strategy को कुछ time के लिए. And then once you're very sure कि yes, this is working for you, you can go about it. So एंड इवन जो अभी जो स्ट्रैटेजी थी, दिस इज व्हाट वी केम अप विद. सर ने मेरे से पूछा आरएसआई, आई जस्ट रैंडमली सेड आरएसआई. व्हाट वी सॉ, द नंबर्स, द आरएसआई का वैल्यूज,
EMA.
they were all randomly put. That was not a strategy, that was just to test कि अगर कोई, let's say कोई कल आके आप ट्विटर पे थ्रेड देखते हो कि भाई RSI वन, ये मूविंग एवरेज 160 वर्क वेरी वेल फॉर मी, जस्ट गो बैक कि वो वन ऑफ ट्रेड था जिसमें कि इतना प्रॉफिट दे गया, या फिर ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम इट कैन मेक यू मनी और नॉट. सो वी डिड नॉट शेयर एनी स्ट्रैटेजी टुडे, जस्ट टू रिपीट दिस. आज कोई स्ट्रैटेजी शेयर नहीं हुई है. आज जो शेयर था दैट वाज कि कोई भी स्ट्रैटेजी दुनिया में, इंक्लूडिंग जो ट्रिंकर पे आप सुनते हो, डज इट वर्क, उसको टेस्ट कैसे करना है. सो एम आई राइट सर?
Yes, yes, you're right. Absolutely right. Don't go blindly with someone telling you. You have to back test it, check whether the data is authentic, whatever the person is saying is authentic or not, whether
Right,
it really applies to your personality.
right, right. Awesome, awesome. This was amazing, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, this is, I'm sure we have so much more to learn from you. So please do allow us to host you again and learn so much more from you.
Sure, sir. Sure. I'll as long as I don't lose anything from my end, I can just contribute to the community.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.